Every day, across the oceans of the world, millions of containers move silently from one port to another. They carry the goods that fuel our lives: food, electronics, clothing, medicine. Yet behind this vast global system, there is a woman whose name is barely known outside the business world. Her story is not one of inheritance, nor fame, nor flashy headlines. It is a story of patience, determination, and vision. This is the remarkable journey of Rafaela Aponte-Diamant, the richest self-made woman alive, and the quiet force behind the world's largest shipping empire. Rafaela was born in 1950 in Haifa, Israel. Haifa is a port city, a place where the sea is part of everyday life. In the 1950s, Israel was still a young country, filled with energy, hardship, and opportunity. The port of Haifa was bustling with workers, cranes, and ships of every shape and size. For many, the port meant hard labor, carrying crates, loading ships. For a young Rafaela, it meant possibility. She grew up surrounded by the sights, sounds, and smells of the sea. The salt in the air, the horns of ships, the endless horizon where ocean met sky. Though no one knew it at the time, this environment would shape her destiny. As a young woman, Rafaela eventually moved to Switzerland. There, in Geneva, she met a man who shared her fascination with the sea, an Italian ship captain named Gianluigi Aponte. He was charismatic, ambitious, and deeply knowledgeable about ships. The two quickly realized they shared more than affection. They shared a vision. Their partnership was not only romantic, it was entrepreneurial. Rafaela's sharp mind for organization and Gianluigi's seafaring expertise would prove to be a powerful combination. In 1970, with courage that few would dare, Rafaela and Gianluigi borrowed money to buy their very first ship. It was not shiny or new. In fact, it was a second-hand vessel, small compared to the giants that ruled the seas. But it was theirs. That ship, purchased with borrowed funds and bold dreams, was the seed of what would become the Mediterranean Shipping Company, known worldwide today as MSC. The 1970s were not an easy decade for global trade. Oil crises shook economies, shipping routes were unstable, and small operators were constantly threatened by collapse. Yet Rafaela and Gianluigi persisted. They reinvested every bit of profit, slowly expanding their fleet from 1 ship to 2 to 5. Each purchase was a gamble, a decision that could either sink them in debt or lift them closer to their dream. Rafaela's discipline with finances kept the company afloat during tough years. The 1980s brought a revolution in shipping, the rise of the container. Standardized steel boxes, easy to load, easy to stack, easy to move from ship to truck to train. Containerization changed everything. Suddenly, the shipping business was not about small crates or sacks of goods. It was about moving thousands of containers efficiently across the globe. Rafaela understood this shift immediately. She knew that if MSC was to survive, it had to embrace this transformation. Through the 1990s and 2000s, MSC grew from a regional player into a global powerhouse. The company expanded routes across the Mediterranean, then Africa, then Asia, and the Americas. By the early 2000s, MSC was competing head-to-head with the biggest shipping company in the world, Maersk. Though she rarely appeared in interviews, insiders knew Rafaela was a force behind the scenes. While Gianluigi was often seen as the face of MSC, Rafaela was the anchor, the quiet strategist whose influence guided every major decision. In 1988, Rafaela and Gianluigi diversified into a new venture, cruises. At first, the idea seemed risky. Competing against established luxury cruise brands was no small challenge. But Rafaela believed there was space for a cruise line that combined Mediterranean hospitality with modern comforts. Over time, MSC Cruises grew into one of the world's largest cruise operators, offering journeys across the Caribbean, Europe, and beyond. By the 2010s, MSC had overtaken Maersk as the largest container shipping company in the world. With a fleet of more than 700 vessels and operations in nearly every major port, MSC became the backbone of global trade. In 2023, Forbes ranked Rafaela Aponte-Diamant as the richest self-made woman in the world, with a fortune exceeding $30 billion. Unlike many billionaires, Rafaela shunned the spotlight. She is not known for lavish public appearances or social media presence or interviews. Instead, she remained private, letting her work and her company speak for itself. Rafaela and Gianluigi raised two children, Diego and Alexa. Today, they are key figures in MSC. Diego serves as CEO, guiding the shipping empire into the future. Alexa, equally talented, plays a central role in finance. Together, they represent the next generation of leadership, continuing the vision their parents began with a single second-hand ship in 1970. For Rafaela, this is the true legacy, not just wealth, not just ships, but the creation of something lasting, a family business that spans oceans and generations. Rafaela Aponte-Diamant's story is a reminder of what it means to be truly self-made. She did not inherit billions. She did not build her wealth overnight. She built it over decades with discipline, courage, and quiet determination. From a modest childhood in Haifa to the helm of the world's largest shipping company, her journey is proof that the sea rewards those who are willing to take risks and endure storms. In a world where billionaires are often loud, controversial, or constantly in the public eye, Rafaela chose another path, a path of privacy, focus, and substance. Today, Every container that moves across the ocean, every MSC cruise ship that carries families across the sea, is a part of her legacy. And while she may never seek the spotlight, her story shines brighter than most. A woman who turned one ship into an empire and an empire into history.